In the summer of 1587, a small English fleet reached the coast of what is now North Carolina. On board were just over 100 men, women, and children, ordinary people chasing an extraordinary dream. They called their destination Roanoke Island, a narrow stretch of sand and forest facing the Atlantic, a place that seemed distant enough to promise freedom, yet close enough to remain within England's reach. They built crude houses from timber and thatch, planted gardens, and began the fragile work of survival. The land was unfamiliar, its climate unpredictable, and the relationship with the surrounding tribes uneasy. Still, for a brief moment, hope outweighed fear. Records tell of laughter around campfires, of a child born that August, Virginia Dare, the first English child born on American soil. To her parents and neighbors, she symbolized a new beginning, proof that the colony could thrive. But the promise of that beginning would not last. By the end of that year, food was running low. Supplies expected from England never arrived, and hostile encounters with neighboring tribes grew more frequent. The colony's governor, John White, made a difficult choice. He would sail back to England to gather provisions and return quickly. His wife, his daughter, and his infant granddaughter would remain behind. He promised them he would come back within months. It would take him 3 years. England was at war with Spain. The seas were locked by battle, and every ship was needed for defense. White pleaded for passage, but was repeatedly delayed. When he finally returned to Roanoke in 1590, he found an island eerily silent. The shoreline where the colony once stood was overgrown, the houses dismantled or rotted away. Not a single colonist waited to greet him. There were no bodies, no weapons, no signs of conflict. The only clue was a single word carved into a wooden post near the entrance to the settlement, CROATOAN, and 3 letters, CRO, cut into a nearby tree. It was a word White recognized, the name of a friendly island tribe located some distance south. He took it as a sign that the colonists had relocated there for safety. But storms closed in before he could investigate further. His ship was forced back to sea, and he never returned. The colonists of Roanoke were never seen again. Centuries later, historians and archaeologists would retrace White's steps, piecing together fragments of what might have happened. The simplest explanation seemed to be that the settlers had joined the Croatan people and gradually disappeared into their culture. Yet no confirmed descendants were ever identified. No artifacts conclusively linked to the vanished English homes. Others proposed darker endings. Some believed the colonists starved and turned on one another. Some said they were attacked by hostile tribes or enslaved by Spanish raiders moving up from Florida. Still others whisper of something more unnatural, storms that swallowed whole villages, or a curse upon the island that silenced every voice that dared to settle there. Each generation added new theories, but none replaced the silence left behind. When archaeologists first began excavating Roanoke Island in the 20th century, they found shards of pottery, rusted tools, and faint outlines of wooden posts. The evidence confirmed that a colony had existed, but revealed nothing about its fate. Every discovery deepened the mystery rather than solving it. Modern technology has offered new possibilities. Ground-penetrating radar, carbon dating, and DNA analysis have uncovered traces of European material at nearby sites. Some scholars believe these fragments suggest that at least a portion of the colony moved inland and survived for a time. But even the most advanced methods cannot answer the question that haunts historians. Why would a settlement simply vanish, leaving no record of its choice? The word carved into the tree remains the only message they left. To some it is a direction, a clue pointing south. To others it is a farewell, a single word chosen in desperation, carved quickly before abandoning the only world they knew. Its letters have weathered into legend, the way a name on a gravestone fades, until only its outline remains. 400 years later, the island is quiet again. The waves still crash against its sandy edge. The same wind still moves through its pines. Visitors who walk the site say the silence feels different here, thicker, almost watchful. They look at the replica of the carved word and imagine the moment it was written. A man with a knife, a woman holding a child, the hurried strokes in the wood. Hope mixed with fear. No one can say what happened to the lost colony of Roanoke. Perhaps they found refuge and lived on in another form. Perhaps they perished, their traces scattered by storm and sand. Or perhaps, as some believe, the island itself kept their story, refusing to let anyone uncover the truth. For now, all that remains is a question carved into history. They came to build a home in a new world. Instead, they became a legend. The mystery of Roanoke stands as the oldest unsolved case in American history, a disappearance without witnesses, a clue without explanation, an island that has never given back its secrets. Next time, the theories they feared, what investigators believe might happen to the lost colony, and the chilling discoveries that still surface today.